Hey everyone, it's VM Campos, comic book fan. Hello and welcome to the latest Final Order Cutoff Sunday stream, whatever I'm calling this thing. But it's every Sunday at 11 a.m. Pacific time. We're here talking about comics, and there we go, my little chat box is working. It wasn't working last week, but hopefully it behaves this week. So we're going to switch over to the web browser, and we're going to look at new comics coming soon. If you're here live, wow, hello, welcome to the video, welcome to the live stream. If you're here after the fact watching the recording later, don't forget to jump over to the various chapters to jump to the part that you really want to see. So let's get on with it. So I'm at the good old Previews World website. We are going to look at the latest comics coming soon from top to bottom. We'll be here for about an hour or so, depending how much people want to chat and so forth. Speaking of which, let's see, does my chat box still work? Hello, chat. All this technology is great when it actually works. There we go, so it is appearing. Okay, cool. So let's start to look at some comics. We're going over to the Final Order Cutoff. These are the comics that you must pre-order by the deadline, which is tomorrow, which is, depending when you're watching this video, basically August 14th. If you're trying to pre-order these comics after August 14th, you're a little late. That's why you've got to subscribe to the channel, youtube.com/vmcampos, and set a reminder for every Saturday at 11 a.m. Pacific time to not fall behind. And on this show, I focus on first issues, cool covers, cool variants, and the like. It's not about every single possible comic that would be coming out, especially those tied to the MCU and such. I'm not really about that. It's more about first issues, cool covers, cool stories, that sort of thing, whatever catches my attention. So over at Image, they don't have a lot to pre-order. They've got the new Ice Cream Man trade paperback volume 5. If you're into Ice Cream Man, W. Maxwell Price's magnum opus, that book is there for preview, which collects issues 33 to 36. I don't know, 4 issues for $17. Well, you do you. Image, also, the other book to preview is Pure Evil. Kind of a lot of cool covers. I'm picking up a couple there, as you see. The Mirka Andolfo ones, for instance. This one's in Erica D'Urso. The dark past meows at the door. One cannot escape one's demons forever. Jason has managed to find Rita again and threatens to make her pay for all the sins of the past. All right, kind of an epic description there. Let's get a close-up of this cover. I like the style, and those cats look really scary, but this one down here is being cute. Cute and demonic, I guess. So we got Mirka Andolfo and Laura Braga on this book. That's why I'm getting this book. We have two amazing creators that I love. Mirka Andolfo, writer and artist. Laura Braga, I believe she's I believe she mostly does the art. And here is a variant with Erica D'Urso. So an amazing cover. And we've got various variants. Here's a regular one. This is by Romina Moranelli. So these are amazing covers. So this is the one I'm getting over at Image. Moving on to Boom Studios, they've got a variety of books over here. If you're into Buffy, the current Buffy the Vampire Slayer is going on, issue 2 of 5. You can probably still get issue 1, probably if you ask at your comic shop really nicely. Issue 2 is on pre-order today. Here's the first issue, Coda, number 1 of 5. Here's one that I like. Simon Spurrier, Matthias Bergara, and this is a Tony Infante cover, which I love. In this brand new adventure in the Eisner Award-nominated apocalyptic fantasy world of Coda, the despondent bard Hum finds a slice of tranquility with his wife, the Urkin named Circa, in an ever-darkening magicless apocalypse, or so it seems. And this beautiful cover here, just stands out, catches my attention. It's so luminous, so beautiful. This character looks very interesting. Love that logo. This is from Simon Spurrier, pretty big name in the world of comics, worked on The Flash, but also Damn Them All. And we've got Bergara, who worked on Step by Bloody Step. Here's a little bit of interior art. Again, beautiful, luminous, great color palettes. This great world of the post-apocalyptic time. That character's not having a good time there. Style is a little cartoony. But the world is crafted pretty well. Wow, look at that character there. So, yep, this is my choice right here. And I thought I ordered it. Didn't I pre-order it? Okay, so I'll do that now. I thought I did, but okay. So add that to the list. It's as easy as that. We've got, so I'm not really picking up House of Slaughter, but I guess issue 16 is an important one because we've got a second printing. Yeah, there's a description. If you're into Something is Killing the Children, here we have a side quill, a side book, House of Slaughter, second print issue 16 for some reason, but I'm letting you aware of that. So especially if you're into more of the spec of things, comic investing and the like, maybe a second print, lower print run, second print is something to look into. Issue 17 is coming out. Here's one, a something copy unlockable. What's this about? One copy unlockable, Del Edera. There's something there to maybe spec on. An unlockable variant cover by Werther Del Edera. Cool black and white. Doesn't seem like it's a ratio book. It seems one copy unlockable. I don't know what that's about. Call your comic shop, ask them what that means. But now you know. Moving on, we've also got here the Mech Cadets. Here's another second print. So if you missed the first issue, second print is here. This is a new Netflix series that's coming soon. Why not read the comic as well as enjoy the series? Mech Cadets. Greg Pak is the writer. Ian Herring, and this is the Takeshi Miyazawa cover art. Second printing, low print run if you like those. Moving on to DC Comics, plenty of cool comics here to look at, various first issues and the like, and cool covers. Now, I like Rose Besh art a lot, but this one looks a little too chibi and cute for my tastes. I still love her art, I love her style, these just bold outlines, but I don't know. And this is really cool to be spotlighted by DC Comics and have your own named variants. Congrats to Rose. They're a relatively new artist in the world of comic covers, comic art, but here to be doing a Batman book and have your own variant, cool. Again, I don't fully love the really cute Batman, so I'm going to be passing on this one, but Rose Besh art is some of my favorite out there. We've got also the Hispanic Heritage Month variant covers that we're going to see a variety of these. This is from the Batman 137 featuring Bane. El Bane himself. Hispanic Heritage Month variant. So very cool looking Bane. I love those red eyes going on. Very muscular. Kind of looks a little bit darker than I would like. You've got a dark background. The main character with some strong highlights, but overall kind of dark. They should have kind of changed that a little bit. Not so much dark on dark. And so this is the Hispanic Heritage Month variant cover. We've got a, where's it at here? Gargoyle. Batman Gargoyle #1 is debuting. We've got a lot of regular covers that are easily attainable. There's a lot of regular attainable covers. And this is on Black Label. Now, for this variant cover, oh, there's a really cool looking, Grandpa variant cover. But wait a minute. On the side over here, Jim Lee. So Jim Lee is doing a very good approximation of, Raphael Grandpa's work over here. Grandpa's artwork has this style, like a neo Frank Miller-ish style, and I enjoy it. And Jim is doing, apparently, according to this credit, is doing a very, very good approximation, unless something's going on here, because that doesn't look like Jim Lee. But if he's able to chameleonize a little bit, that's pretty cool. So what about some of these other variant covers? What do you all think about this? This one is the 1:50, so it's a 50 ratio cover. This is the Pretites cover. Welcome to everyone coming to the stream. We're just talking comics, new comics coming soon. Tell me comics that you're interested in. This is a cool cover. I love the style of this. Splatter cover, monochromatic, Batman looking tough. This is from the new series, Batman Gargoyle. And there's lots of variant covers to enjoy here, so tell me which one you're most looking forward to. How about a Frank Miller? This one's marked as Frank Miller. Yeah, it's a Frank Miller. So we got a Jim Lee cover. We've got a Frank Miller cover. Variety of covers. Let's get a close-up of this one. Very cool style. What do you all think about that? Sort of the classic pose, and with a lot of computer colorization, modern computer colorization. You may or may not like that, but let me know if you like that. Lots of great purple tones. Moving on. All right, so here's a brand new Birds of Prey, a few variant covers there. I really like the style of this one, but it's a 1:100. The Leonardo Romesco variant cover. This is eye-catching. There's a lot of great art on the covers of comics nowadays, but this is eye-catching in this simplified sort of poster style. I love that they have high-quality scans, so you can see the various characters in this just kind of classic cartoony style. Very enjoyable cover. I love these tones. These, I want to say, lemonade tones. Or you can go with a bit more classic art germ. Well, classic art germ style. Very good art style here. Very 3D. I remember when Art Germ came upon the scene on his DeviantArt page 15 or 20 years ago. He's been around in the world of art, comic art, for a long time, and then he got discovered by DC, 15 years ago or something, and we have so many amazing Art Germ covers. So there's Art Germ variant, the brand new Birds of Prey series, coming soon with Harley Quinn. Why not? Blue Beetle, new Blue Beetle series, a few variants over here. So again, on this show, I focus a little bit more on the first issues, cool covers, and the like. But anything that you all want to look at, put them in the chat there. Tell me your opinions of what you're looking for on new comics. What are you reading? What are you specking on? So, Blue Beetle #1, Jaime Reyes joins the Dawn of DC with a new ongoing series. And we've also got a bunch of variants. We've got the Hispanic Heritage Month variants. Where did I see that at? Over here. Which is funny because this Hispanic Heritage Month looks less Hispanic heritage than this other one that's got a motif of ancient Mesoamerican glyphs. Really cool style, like, the Aztec writing style. So that is eye-catching. and it definitely is a melange of that ancient writing system in a modern interpretation. Very cool. Emmanuel Valtierra. The new Blue Beetle series. What else here? Fables. Okay, it's obviously not in issue number 1, but this intrigued me. Hey there, ZB Dress. Yeah, it's a really cool Aztec style. I hope they do more of these. Maybe in the series they will do so, because that's on point with the series. Let's get one more look at it here. I love that they're uploading these high-quality scans on some of these books, so you can really see the texture of the book. So, very cool style. All right, so I was about to show over here that, okay, Fables, it's not in issue number 1, it's in issue 160, but this intrigued me because it said 160 of 162. So I think they're going to finally, officially end the series at 162. And it's interesting because if you look at the history of this series, it's been around since like 2002. It went up to hundreds of issues. It first kind of ended at, where was it at? In 2015. Right here. It kind of ended at issue 149. In 2015, the end of Fable's world looms in an epic battle between two sisters. All right, so that was like the first ending. But then they picked it up again at 151 in 2022 with a slightly different name, The Black Forest, Part 1 of 12. So then they went on for 12 issues. They brought Fables back on Black Label. All right, so they kept the old numbering, but it was a new one of 12. So that ended, and then now they're kind of, I guess, ending it again for real with issues 160 to 161. So that's something to consider there. They have 2 copies, I guess, a trade dress and a virgin one, although the price is the same. So if you really like this art, that's nice to pick up. So, okay, 10 of 12. There we go. So, that's interesting. But anyway, that's something to point out, that Fables, after a hiatus, is back. And if you like that series, the new books are coming out. Pre-order. Here's a new number 1, Fire and Ice. Lots of amazing covers. I love these. Here's Dave Nakayama. I love Dave Nakayama art. His art is just so good. I really like it. It's this cartoony, computer-colored, cute style. I think he does a really good job on his characters. These cute faces and just really nice colorization that gives you this three-dimensional style that I like, and just very, very nice style. I love they're just jumping at you. Great expressions. Even the rosy cheeks and the nose, and it's just so good. I love how he does the little outlines too, and his covers are amazing. So I pre-ordered this one, the foil variant cover. There's also the non-foil one that has the full trade dress over here. So it's got the full info about the book. So Fire and Ice, welcome to Smallville, issue 1. With the various creative team and a white background. But I went for the one I pre-ordered was the foil variant. There's all these other great ones. I wanted them all, but my wallet. So this one was really fun. I also pre-ordered this one. When you're an obsessed comic fan, you find many ways to enjoy comics. I like this one because it's an homage to the Legion of Superheroes number 1. There were so many variants where all of the group was standing together looking up at you. And there's a bunch of these variants, and I really liked them throughout the decades. And so here's the latest one of this one. So is it just us? So that one's, it's also got the fun style of the old DC cover, the 90s DC logo. Let's get a close up there. So the old Bullet logo, and the approved by the authority of DC Comics. That's fun. So instead of the old Comics Code Authority, that's really fun because obviously the Comics Code Authority logo has been around for decades. Everyone knows what it looks like. And so DC's version there looks pretty cool. Colors by Bonvillain and cover by Maguire. So the Rumble in Superman's hometown is must-read. Yeah, this is so homage. I love it. Back when DC had, this was back in 86 or so, the history of the DC universe is must-reading. So very cool. And a bunch of other ones for issue number 1. Here's another really cartoony style. This one is a 1/50 with, I think this is Amanda Connor. Let's get a close-up here. 1/50, Amanda Connor. So, just really funny. Petulant locals, personable computers, pecking, and just the cute style that she can do, really enjoyable. His face is a little funny, but the ladies look really nice. Pie, pals, parents. Ha, cute. So there's several there from that series. Moving on. The Joker book is going on. Francesco Mattina, if you like Mattina's work. This looks a little too dark for me. It's drawn perfectly, of course. Rendered perfectly, but it's just a little too dark. And the Joker's going to, if you look at it carefully, I guess that's Batman beaten down there. And the Joker is quite maniacal and bloody and amazingly rendered expression, but it's way too dark. Brighten that up a little bit, put some stronger highlights there. That's a good point. The flame of that card should be illuminating his face a little bit more. The lighting is wrong here. Obviously, the illumination of the logo is not affecting his face, although it looks like that bright logo is illuminating his face. But why not illuminate his face from the actual fire that's on the drawing? So I'm not going to tell Francesco Mattina how to do his job, but that might need a little bit of fixing there. We've got a connecting cover that's been going on. Justice Society. I don't know if it's connecting with various issues or connecting across comics. But here we've got one part of the connecting covers. You can tell because it's someone's hand. And we've got, this is the Nathan Fibaron. Oh, it's Yannick Paquette and Nathan Fairbairn. So Huntress looking really tough. Do not mess with her. Really Dutch angle style, sideways. And that must be an epic cover when it's all connected together as every issue. Peacemaker tries hard. Series is going. Okay, these really stood out when I was looking at these. So speaking of Dave Nakayama, here is a Poison Ivy number 14 Dave Nakayama cover. Another one that is just amazing. What do you think about DNA's work? And again, the high quality scans. You can see every brush stroke basically in his style of outlines. And wow, Poison Ivy is just this grotesque plant creature now, lost all her humanity. And that's why we love her, right? And so Dave's work. Got some Wolverine claws over here. That's fun. Look at those Wolverine claws, but they're plants. Deadly plants. She's all infected with stuff. And her serene expression, red hair flowing, the red and the green motif. That's always a classic redhead motif. But she's got red eyes. So not a number 1, but I love this cover. DNA's work is always very cool. Here's a Rose Besh. I was saying earlier, I really like Rose Besh's work, and they're kind of spotlighting her a little bit. She's doing all of these. I think they're a little bit too chibi for me. This cute, tiny style, which I think it works better on the female characters. The Batman one looks a little silly to me, but Poison Ivy here is not amused. She's going to infect you with a toxin. Her eyes are green there versus red on the other one, so... And then mushrooms growing out of her. That's really fun. So on this one, Rose Beige Spotlight cover. Love that style. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know if you were here earlier when I was showing the Batman. Let's back up here very, very quickly. She did also a Batman. If Poison Ivy's too cute, look at this Batman. It's a little way too cute. Yeah, so I showed this one earlier. So I love her style usually, but in these variants, she's doing them extremely cute. This chibi style, Japanese chibi style. So let's get a close-up on that. Yeah, this is way too cute. But props to her to getting her own month of variants, DC spotlighting you. I would have liked her to have been spotlighted on her regular style rather than this chibi style, because people are going to think, oh, that's her regular style. Cool, but it's not my style. Her other style. Hey there, Stevie. It doesn't work on Batman. When I was prepping for this video, it just didn't work. Anyway, Poison Ivy's a little better, but still. Okay, let's move on. Let's look at some new ones over here. Here's another one of the Hispanic Heritage Month covers. I love this one. This one's from Shazam, and we've got who's the artist on this one? Oh yeah, so we got Villalobos. They're being kind of showcased this month as well. So we saw the Blue Beetle one, and here it gives me a little bit of vibes of Rachel and Terry Dodson. I kind of get a little bit of the Dodson style in this art, but this is an epic cover. I love the pose and the electricity, and then just the glowing in the costume. Really nice. So we've got a bunch of different ones to enjoy with Shazam. Static is ending, so issue 6 of 6. Pre-order that. It's about to end. So the Milestone universe, were you all looking into that? 30 years ago they debuted with Static, obviously the most famous character, but we also had Hardware, we had Icon and Rocket, Blood Syndicate. Those were just some classic 90s comics focused on African-American characters, different storylines. Here's the Demetrius Dawkins variant cover. Very nice. And so that's a series that got resurrected for the 30th anniversary of things. We've got over here the Lopez variant. I kind of like when they do these big close-up covers. Getting the full body and such, and a full action and such is cool. But also a very good close-up, I think, works very, very well. So, yeah, Static Shock. It was a comic, then cartoons. Kind of disappeared for a long time. And then they brought him back last year, a year and a half ago or so. And that's 30th anniversary of that character. Time flies. So, lastly, one more DC book. So the Steel, that's another character that debuted 30 years ago. This is an epic looking cover. The Sarmento variant. Forged in the Fire. So the artist on that is Rafael Sarmento, and we get this really epic Steel's mask. Nice. Kind of very cool to look at it this close up, because you see all the details, the scratchiness, and all the rendering and everything. All right, moving on to Marvel. Let's look at some Marvel books. Again, I'm focused on first issues, cool variant covers and the like. Not For not growing up with comics, you thought the cartoon did a good job. Yeah, the comic was a little bit more mature. They could do a little bit more in the comic compared to the Saturday morning cartoons, but it was still very enjoyable. So here's a first issue coming out. Hilarious. Alligator Loki. We have Alyssa Wong as writer, Bob Quinn as the artist here. Alligator Loki makes a splash in his print comic debut. So this is just a hilarious cover here. It feels like a Disney Disney character cover, and it still trips me out that Marvel is owned by DC, even though that happened 10 years ago or more, right? So Loki is not worried. So who do we see? We see Wolverine's claws, we see Thor's hammer, Hawkeye's bow, who else? Spider-Man's hand, and a bunch of blades. I can't tell whose blades these are. And a couple of variants over here. This one's pretty epic. This is an epic cover. Now, what do we think about the logo? They're trying very hard on this logo. I think way too hard, because we have the Loki mouth, and then they're also doing the O of Loki as part of the circle of the hammer, and then the KI. I think that's trying way too hard. But if you ignore that, I love the rest of the book. These halftone dots on the cover, the sweat dots. That's really fun. So, pretty epic cover. And one more Scotty Young cover. So if you like if you like the Scotty Young style, you have the cute cartoony style. But out of the three, the one I like the best is with the hammer, flying with the hammer. The other ones are fun, but I like the flying with hammer a little bit more. Sorry, I'm also checking my notifications over here. If you like the show so far, don't forget to click that like button. Somewhere here on YouTube, there's a like button. That'd be nice. That'd be appreciated. Give me a little like. If you're not subscribed to the channel, please consider subscribing. And also, if you want to hang out every Saturday morning at 11 a.m. at 11 a.m. Pacific time, as I am currently recording this, don't forget to set your reminder to come and hang out and look at some comics. Every week, we're going to look at some comics, the first issues coming out, cool covers, and the like. Hope you subscribe and come back. Here's a new issue coming out, number 1. This is Avengers Incorporated. This is the Alex Ross connecting cover, I believe. So, Alex Ross, what can you say? Amazing artist that pioneered the realistic style of these fantastical characters. So many of these characters look great as a cartoon style, but how would they actually look realistic? So Alex Ross is the king regarding that. And this is a multi-connecting cover, because see, you're cutting off Ms. Marvel's head right there, and then you're cutting off Captain America's body right there. So I wish it would kind of show you what are the other ones that connect with it, if it's other issues of that series or connections from other comics, so that you have to catch them all. Gotta catch them all. So hold on here. Let me just do a quick thing. But what do we think about that Alex cover art there? All right, so moving on. What else do we have here? A bunch of variants with a variety of styles. This one's pretty cool here. This is the homage cover. It was, which one was this one? Avengers issue number 4, I think, with the resurrection of Captain America. So this is just in classic style homage, kind of a simpler, cartoonier 60s style of the characters, definitely Iron Man's old style. And so this is just homaging back to that classic style, even with the corner box and everything. So that's the Leonardo Romero style, or variant cover, I mean. I liked this one too when I was researching earlier. This Saturday morning cartoon style. What do we think of this? This is the Sean Galloway super cartoony Saturday morning style. I love it. I forgot to mention you made the Magic Stream Night at the very. Oh, okay. Yeah, I wasn't. I didn't stream too long last night, but it's the thing about balancing. I've got all of these YouTube channels, right? So now you gotta subscribe to them all. So thanks, YouTube, for making us make lots of channels. Anyway, this cartoon style, it's just so Saturday morning. Look at it. It's so funny. It's so cute. I don't know. Do people like that? Is it way too cartoony? Iron Man's also got a little smile. Don't miss it. Thor is the happiest I've ever seen him. Black Panther's claws are a little funny. Wanda looks amazing and just hilarious. Falcon over here in his classic Falcon style, Falcon outfit. That is hilarious. So they're doing a few of these Saturday morning variants. We'll see a few of these as we browse more of these Marvel books. The Saturday morning variants. So it's fun when they do a motif that carries through. All right, so if you missed Death of the Venomverse #1, it sold out. It was super popular, so how about a second printing with this amazing Bjorn cover? Look at this cover. Kill all Venoms. Now, they kind of have this mixture, Marvel has this mixture of appeasing the moviegoers and appeasing the comics fans. Here they're appeasing the moviegoers. Because Kill All Venoms, the Venom symbiote has a name. They have a species name, and they're from a specific planet. But here they're calling them Kill All Venoms, because the regular people that are not big comic fans, they're like, yeah, that's a Venom. That's a Venom character. Kill all Venoms. But no, it should be Kill All Clintars. The Clintar is the official species, to my knowledge, of the Venom characters, the Venom symbiotes. Now, they could, of course, change this every once in a while, and I'm not up to date on everything. But to my knowledge, I thought the Venom creatures were called the Clintar. And there was also Null, the king of the symbiotes. And there we got poor, I guess, Flash Thompson all dead and beat up. So, yeah, really epic cover. And there's a second printing because the first printing sold out. Here's a really cool cover from that series. We've got Mark Bagley, who is just stands out in my heart because back in the 90s, Mark Bagley, of course, worked on Spider-Man for, I don't know, hundreds of issues. It's really cool that he's still around doing Marvel comics, although I feel his style has shifted from the old days. It feels a little bit more homogenized. It feels a little bit more like the style of everyone kind of at the moment. It feels like a Marvel House style. I liked his sort of gangly style back in the 90s, but that was 30 years ago. Of course, you're going to evolve your style. And here we have Venomized Gwen. So a very nice cover there. Another is a Ryan Stegman variant cover. So I'm not familiar with this Spider character. I believe she debuted during a time when I wasn't quite into comics, so I don't recognize her. Her outfit is amazing, and I like her hair flowing and everything, but I'm not sure what Spider character that is, but cool cover. So many Spider characters nowadays. A Spider character for everyone. And so many Venom characters. Look at this one. So, Necroco. I don't know if the character is usually that cute in the series, but this is Necroco. Necroco designed by Ken Nimura. So we've got these sort of design covers, which they used to do them a bit more elaborate, that it had the front of the character profile, the face close-up, and here it's kind of this blueprint style, but one pose. On a lot of the other ones, they had many more poses. And this is definitely in the style of, it's obviously borrowing from anime and manga, so that's cool. And just this Venom character, the symbiote latching onto a host and then becoming... It's interesting that basically, so originally the Venom symbiote, when it attached to Peter Parker, wasn't really evil, but it was eating him up. That's how the original outfit was. He had to get rid of it. Then it attached to Eddie Brock and became Venom. Eddie hated Peter Parker. The symbiote hated Spider-Man because of the rejection. So we got an evil Spider-Man. And then Carnage came from Venom. So Carnage symbiote attached to Cletus Cassidy, a psychopathic serial killer. So we got an evil one. And then Carnage had a bunch of babies, and they were all evil ones too, I guess because they had the evil of Carnage. So it's interesting that nowadays, basically all the symbiotes are evil, even though they didn't really start off as evil. But here is what if, I don't know, a little girl got possessed by the Venom symbiotes and became Necroco. So, cool cover there. Moving on. So for the old-timers out there, Micronauts is being reprinted for the first time in 40 years. Micronauts was a series of toys in the very early 80s, and back then Marvel was having a lot of deals with, you know, Star Wars, Micronauts, ROM, He-Man, and etc., Transformers. And so they had a contract with Micronauts. Now, the issue ran for a few years, but then then the contract ended, and Marvel couldn't publish any more Micronaut books anymore. So, here, this comic has not been printed in decades. Now, unfortunately, I'm not going to love it, because it's the modern recolorization of classic books, and so it's going to be bright colors on bright white shiny paper. It's just not going to feel vintage. If you want to read the old story, cool, there it is. You can finally read the old story. But it's from 1979, so yeah. But if you're an old timer, you have the book already. You're not going to want the new version with the new bright colors. If you're a newer comic fan, you don't know this series, so you might not really be interested in it. But Michael Golden, amazing artist from back in the day. Bill Mantlo, amazing writer. Dave Cockrum, amazing artist. So these are just some vintage creators from 40 years ago. 44 years ago, whatever. How long ago was 1979? Yeah, 44 years ago. Wow, time flies. Ghost Rider still going on. Let's back up a little bit there. We have this epic Nick Klein cover. Captain America's riding with... this is the Johnny Blaze version, because of course we've got Danny Ketch, Johnny Blaze, like Robbie Reyes. I believe Robbie Reyes was also a Ghost Rider. And yeah, Captain America hanging out with the Spirit of Vengeance. Very cool, fiery cover. Those demons. Get out of the way, demons. Ghost Rider is riding all over you. This one feels like a vintage homage style. This is by Declan Shalvey. It feels like a classic 90s cover, doesn't it? Just a close-up, lots of fire. Very cool skull, just flames belching out of the skull. You got a scary hook. You also need scary knee pads to knee evil right in the face. Okay, here's a new series, Obi-Wan's series, which didn't really do that well, as I heard. Did any of you watch the Obi-Wan series? Did it debut already? I don't even know. But so you want a comic version of things. So it looks very, very rendered, very generated, very computer graphics. Maybe leaning a little bit towards the too computer generated, and that creature looks hilarious. So there's a photo cover. That's cool. That's the one I got. And we've got just a photo cover. I always like a nice photo cover. In the comics, Ewan McGregor looks a little bit too scared for some reason. Is Darth Maul sneaking up on him or something? It kind of looks weirdly that he's floating in space. You know, they took a great photo of him, but he's just floating in space. And no floor, so it's a little weird. But that's the cover I'm getting. And then we've also got the just the regular art cover over here by Lee Garbett. So, preview of some of the characters coming soon. There's Uncle Owen. I guess that's a baby Leia. And various Imperial characters looking cool AF as always. There's a Phil Noto cover. I always like Phil Noto's work. He's not doing the regular art, however. That's Lee Garbett. Jody Houser. They worked with a lot of comics recently. Okay, actually, that's a mistake. I see Phil Noto's signature right there. I know what it looks like. But it says this is a Lee Garbett cover. So what's the mistake going on there? And then Salvador LaRocca interiors. LaRocca's pretty good. Jody Houser's good as well. So, new series debuting there. Venom has some annual books. How about Venom versus Deadpool? When the forces of chaos call upon Venom and Deadpool, it becomes an issue of family and whose deserves to win the ultimate prize. It's Symbiote Might versus Frankly Awesome Assassin. So they've also got the Contest of Chaos going on at the moment. Pretty epic cover. And a sideways battle. I feel this is an homage to a previous. I feel I've seen this book, this pose elsewhere. Maybe even Venom versus Carnage. I think this is from kind of a style of an issue from years ago. I like the little kind of glow reflection in his eyes. He's got a chain. Venom doesn't need a chain. There's a new #1 here with Werewolf by Night. Now, is this Squirrel Girl? I haven't seen Squirrel Girl in a while. That's not Squirrel Girl. Squirrel Girl doesn't use guns. There's a cool over here cover. Oops. Werewolf by Night #1, an unholy alliance in the shadows of Black and White Night. Jack Russell races to halt the sacrifice of a young girl at the hands of monsters. Elsa Bloodstone, in all her colorful monster hunting glory, isn't far behind. So here's the close-up on that. Very nice. Cool logo. I love the werewolf just almost as a silhouette. Elsa Bloodstone there. Taking care of business. Redhead with a big gun. What's not to like? And I just love the red tones on that cover. We've got got 3 variants on that one. David Yarden. I'm sorry, but this werewolf does not look as tough on this. So what do you all think about this one? It's got the style of the like an old beat up cover, which is fun. So that's fun. And then Elsa looking cool there, but that wolf doesn't look as tough as the other ones. It looks a little too cuddly. That face looks way too cuddly. If it was a I think the problem is that it's too humanoid. It doesn't have enough of a snout, I think. Right? It's too much of a flat human face. If it had a snout, like a wolf, I think it would look kind of scarier. The posing and the claws and stuff look good, and looking like an old book. Sometimes I see this style and it looks kind of cool. Elsa Bloodstone looks cool. So yeah, some variants there. Here's a what if book. What if Spider-Man died? So in the world of comics, obviously I'm always talking about the comics, not the movies. They're different in the movies. In the comics, way back in the day, Spider-Man was battling the Green Goblin. Gwen Stacy got killed during that event. That really altered Spider-Man. That really started the new mature style of Marvel Comics, the Silver Age of comics. And so here's a what if. What if it was Peter Parker that died instead of Gwen Stacy? Now that, of course, is the plot of Spider-Gwen, but here in a different sort of version for the main continuity or something, because they already did this back in the day. However, the difference here is that we've also got Jerry Conway as one of the writers who wrote the original Death of Gwen Stacy back in the day. Spider legend Jerry Conway returns to his most famous Spider story for this what if, along with co-writer Jody Houser. What if Gwen Stacy didn't die on the bridge that day, but Spider-Man did? Nuff said, I presume. This is a second print. I already picked up the first print when I had my episode last week. Obviously, every Saturday, 11 a.m. Don't forget to like, subscribe, all that stuff. And so if you didn't get it last time, you can pre-order it now. Second print. Yeah, so the Greg Land cover. People kind of make fun of Greg Land a little bit, that his art style is sometimes a little off, especially with the faces. It's kind of a little too realistic for the rest of the cartoon style. But when he does a good job, he does a really good job. His Edge of Spider-Verse #2 cover is legendary. Here, I think this is looking a little too realistic. I wonder why he needed to fade out Spider-Gwen's outfit over here on top of that. Huh. Anyway, so what if Gwen Stacy survived? Moving on here. So I usually go about an hour or so on the stream. We're about to get to an hour or so. So we'll look at a few more comics and then we'll wrap up for the day. Hopefully there's a comic or two that stood out that looked interesting that you want to pick up and so forth. So over at Dynamite, when I was researching earlier to prep for the video, there's a bunch of these that are $100. So this is for the hardcore collectors. Celebrate the chaos. 25th anniversary with this collectible metal cover of Dynamite's Evil Ernie #1. Featuring a cover by Dan Brereton. I love Dan Brereton's art. Now, is this new art or is it old art? Because he did art back in the 90s as well. Brereton X11. Is that supposed to be saying something important? I don't think that's a year. I don't think that means 2011. I don't know what date that is. But anyway, Tom Brereton, he does this really cool style that's realistic, but also cartoony. And I always like that style a lot. It looks very painterly, like with real, with a kind of like, it looks like real brushstrokes. Just an awesome cover, isn't it? Now, it is $100, and it's also one of these metal covers. I've never seen these, so I don't know if it's literally metal, and then the cover is metal, because obviously a comic book cover, right, there's a comic right over here. Obviously, a comic book cover is paper and cardboard and such, but that is metal, so that's... So that's $100, and then I guess these are all reprinting the original ones. Celebrate the anniversary with this collectible metal covers Dynamite's first issue of Chastity. Again, is this Chastity #1 from the 90s, or is it a brand new Chastity #1 from the new millennium? And it's these metal covers. I guess they're super shiny. Some of them look more epic than others. This one's kind of standard art style, about $100. Here's Lady Demon. Joyce Chin. There was Lady Death. There was Lady Demon. And pretty cool style overall. It kind of looks like, let's throw a bunch of ideas on the cover. Sexy naked demon, a big gun, skulls, a treasure map. It doesn't fully feel extremely coherent, but it's eye-catching, and it better be worth it at $100. And lastly, over here is the J. Scott Campbell style. So yeah, I believe this one's old. I think this is old art. I think I've seen it years ago. Does it have a date somewhere? 2014. So it's old art, but on a brand new metal cover celebrating their 25th anniversary. So that's interesting. So we've got Purgatory, Chastity. I think that's Lady Demon, or what character is that? I forgot what character that is on the left. Evil Ernie, looking really fun. Bad Luck number 13. Yeah, exactly. Throwing in a 13 in there, so it's a very cursed cover. Here's another one of these $100 variant covers, Peach Momoko. The Peach Momoko variants, these I love. Peach Momoko is an amazing artist. I love her style, and I love that it's got all of this motif. So this is Deja Thoris. I don't know why she's bathing in blood. I never really saw her as anyone that's all about blood. I would think that'd be Vampirella's style. Hey there, my road trip adventure. How you doing? We're looking at some variant covers. This is some Peach Momoko amazingness. And we've got Deja Thoris variant cover. Over here we've got the Red Sonja variant cover. Love this one. Red Sonja is always amazing. Do not mess with Red Sonja and her big axe. And then we've also got Vampirella. So these amazing Peach Momoko variants with these weird demonic creature things in the background. And just these lovely ladies that will tear you apart if you look at them wrong. So I want all of these covers. I don't want to pay, however, $100 for them. But yeah, that's what we've got. So this show is all about looking at the first issues coming out, the amazing variant covers, and just talking about comics in general every Saturday at 11 a.m. Pacific time. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, ring the bell, do all that good stuff. So welcome to the stream. And so yeah, let me ask all of you. Let's have a little vote here. Out of all three of them, let me see if I can. Well, I'm not going to be able to show them all three unless I change my settings over here. So which one do you all like the best? We have the Deja Thoris cover. We've got the Vampirella cover. We've got the Red Sonja cover. So which do you like best? Number 1, Deja Thoris. Number 2, Vampirella. Number 3, Red Sonja. Yep, $100 a cover. So if you still have any of that stimmy money left over, maybe pick up. Now, it is Peach Momoko, it is Virgin, and it is metal cover, so maybe someone might drop 100 for them. So what do we like? Number 1, Deja Thoris. Number 2, Vampirella. Number 3, Red Sonja. So we got a vote for number 3 with Red Sonja, and a vote for number 2 with Vampirella. And they're all good. If you've got a couple A couple $100. Check them out. Okay, let's look at some comics that are actually not that expensive. Sheena has a new #1 with a bunch of variant covers. So I'm always on the lookout for some cool cosplay covers. So it's cool when when real people can dress up as fictional characters. And so here we've got Sheena. What's her subtitle? Sheena, Queen of the Jungle, and very authentic outfit, ready to battle the creatures with a big sword. We've got also a Arthur Soydom cover. I love Arthur Soydom's art. He got famous for his Marvel Zombies series that debuted 15 years ago. And so it's this painterly style. The creatures that he draws are always really nice. Soydom's been around since probably the 70s, definitely the 80s. I've seen his work since the 80s, maybe since the 70s, but his style is really cool. So that's a nice cover. I like the sun in the background, the white cover with the sun and the creatures, and Sheena looking tough. We've got Joso Michael Linsner. That's a fan favorite artist, creator of Dawn. Back in the 90s during the Bad Girls craze. He's still around, does a lot of covers, especially for Dynamite. So his style is cool. This realistic cartoony style. Got Sheena. Just like, who needs this? Who needs this clothing? I do all my best work unencumbered. And so I think this cover, obviously, Linsner is 7,000 times better than me, but I think the composition of this is a little bit weird. They have the big logo at the top, and then the name of the series, Fatal Exams, and then a little bit of empty space right there above her head, and then cutting off her legs at the bottom. The original piece probably was her whole body, and I think that would have been stronger. Especially, you would also see the clothes that she's throwing off a little bit. But it feels like it's too low. They took up way too much space with the top logo. They should have kept the top logo, Sheena. They should have moved the Final Exams to the bottom. They should have moved the main art all the way up as high as possible so you get the full body, so you can see all the subtlety, right? And that might have been a stronger cover there. Linsner always is a very good artist, but that cover seems a little off. Here's the regular cover, Lucio Perillo. He does amazing realistic art, and just in a different style here. See there, they put the text there at the bottom. They put the regular text on the top, and they moved the character more to the top. So the character fits mostly there. And then we've got the ultralight version. So if you shine this with ultraviolet light, it looks in weird colors. Usually these are expensive, but this one seems to be regular price, so I'm actually going to pick this one up right now. I wasn't planning on this one, but I'm going to order this one right now. I don't really have, so I love comic books and collecting and everything, and the stories and the art and everything. I don't really have, and I love gimmick covers. I love shiny covers. I love foil covers, etc. I don't think I have any ultraviolet covers because they're always expensive, so I never buy them. This one seems to be regular price, so I'm going to get it because I don't have any ultraviolets. Plus, it's an FOC that is secret cover, so I'm going to get that one right now. Now, honestly, this is just a preview. When you look at it in real life, it'll look way more amazing. But these colors also look, wow, crazy with these reds and blue colors. So I can't wait to see what this one will look like in real life when I finally get it. But here I am. I'm practicing what I preach. This show is all about looking at the new comics coming soon, and maybe you'll pre-order a cool book. I'm doing that right now as well. Make a video when you get it. Would love to see exactly. I have so many ideas for cool videos coming soon. So That'll be one. Now, let me ask you actually. So, there's a few people that are on the stream that always come by. Welcome, everyone. There's a few of you that are new to the stream. Welcome. Those of you that are new to the stream, ZB Dress and also, I thought I saw your name there a moment, but it disappeared. Oh, there we go. My Road Trip and Adventure. Welcome to you. You're new to the stream, right? Have you visited my YouTube channel before? Have you checked out my videos before? Did you see my stuff on Reddit? I'd just love to know how you're here and such. And Looking Glass Gaming, exactly. So welcome. Retcon, Doomsday Clock, and Restore the Snyderverse. The thing is always going to be, I don't want to be a snob, but I don't watch superhero movies. I read superhero comics. Again, I'm not being snobby. I love it all. But if you want the real story, read the comics. And then there's not going to be any of this disappointment of the movies. But enjoy it all together. You followed, since the Periscope days. Wow, cool. Thanks. Yeah, Periscope. That was a thing. Okay, moving on. We got a few more books. Because we got a good amount of people hanging out. Let's just go a little bit longer. Usually I go about an hour or so, but if you're all here talking about comics, we're almost at the end of the list of new stuff. We're over here on the general comics. So if you're into more of the indie books, here's the definition of indie, basically. Ballad of Gordon Barleycorn, #1, second print. So apparently this book was hot enough that they did a second print. A lot of these smaller publishers do not do multiple printings unless the book sold out. That might tell us something, that this book might be hot for various reasons. Maybe good story, maybe good art, maybe it's going to be some sort of a hot Netflix series or something. But here's a second print. A very Adult Swim sort of style, right? This sort of naive style. Yeah, don't demonetize me, YouTube, for that thing. That's not my fault. But this sort of avant-garde, grown-up style of animation, or maybe even 70s underground comics style. It's not everyone's cup of tea, but what do you think about that style of art? Now, again, this is a second printing, so it was popular enough that they went back to press to print more copies, so maybe that's something to look into. You tried getting into Periscope back in the day, but the interface confused you. Yeah, the problem with a lot of apps nowadays is that it has all of these icons, and then you have to memorize what the icons look like, and it can be a chore. Here's a brand new #1 series, Beautiful Soldiers. We've got a few variant covers on that one. This is from Scout, LaShawn Colvin and Iwan Naziv. The beautiful soldiers are the descendants of an alien race capable of great power over their elements, earth, air, fire, and water. Tara, Cassie, Kasumi, and Pow Wow learn that they must find the legendary fifth element before the other elementals who wish to use its power destroy Earth. So here's a team of characters that rely on the various powers of the elements, earth, wind, fire, etc. Very cool, eye-catching cover. All of the ladies coming at you with their powers. Do not mess with them. Fun logo there. Very good rendering. There's a variant cover. This is the interior artist. The other cover was the special cover, but this cover is the artist of the interiors. So still looks good. Good expressions, posing, anatomy, cool colorization, and each of the characters. Oh, I see it now. So that you got the blue, you got the red, you got the green, you got the yellow, and then the new character, the fifth element character, right? So new #1 debuting soon. Pre-order. So the whole point of this stream is, if you're interested in any of these comics, you got to pre-order them by tomorrow. Tomorrow is the final day to pre-order these books. Support your local comic shop. All right, so if you have $100, hey there, Iambreds or Lambreds, Iambreds. Sorry, if I'm mispronouncing the name and so forth. But welcome. We're looking at comics. We're looking at the latest #1s coming soon, and variant covers and anything that catches our attention. So, such as this amazingly grotesque cover. This is a Guillermo Fajardo cover. Look at this cover. Is this cover not nightmare fuel? You got a demon snake character and some sort of beast creature, and they stepped in the bubble gum or something, and they're all tied up there, and then they're all just like destroying her mind. That expression is amazing. Look at how even the blood vessels in her eyes are rendered and just screaming, and the mental demons. Very cool. We've also got a much more eye-catching variant cover of the same book, if you're interested in that one. Now, that one is... I thought it was 100. I saw it somewhere else as 100. No, it's only 10. It's only $10, so not so bad. But yeah, you get the $10 FOC variant cover right there. Kind of new to comics, just finding anywhere to talk about comics. Let's talk about comics. Yeah, I love comics. Tell me all about how new you are, which ones you like, which ones you're reading. The point of my show here, every Saturday, 11 a.m. p.m. We've been going for a little while now. Hopefully you subscribe and come back every Saturday, 11 a.m. Pacific time, whatever your time is. Well, right now it's actually 12 noon for me. But we talk about comics, new comics coming soon, new issues, new #1s, cool variant covers, etc. And so here we have the Pierluigi Abbondanza variant cover. This is a really cool cover, I think. Cool outfit on this character. Good rendering. Oh, I love that splash of color down at the bottom there. Great expression. The moon is so painterly. And that's a cool cover. So this is to preview new books coming soon, and actually that one caught my attention, so I'm going to pre-order it right now. I kind of liked that one, so let's add it to the list. Pre-order that one when it debuts eventually. So if you're newer to comics, right now I'm at the Previews World website. Let me copy that link and put it into the chat. So the whole point of the stream is we talk about comics, we look at new comics, etc. We talk about old comics, whatever. We talk about everything. And these comics that I'm showing, if people are interested, you need to go over to the Previews World site, create an account, select a local comic shop, preview the book, pre-order the book, and then you'll be guaranteed your copy next time you go to the comic shop. So the Previews World site is where you officially pre-order all your comics, so that your comic shop has them ready for you next time you want to pick them up. And especially if there's a book that becomes hot and expensive, well, you pre-ordered your copy for the original price, you are going to get the original price, not the markup price. Obviously, always known about comics and watch the big superhero movies, but didn't know they aren't always true to the comics. But then you watch Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse and you like the style. That is a really cool style. The Spider Across the Spider-Verse was a really cool style. And yeah, Spider-Gwen, Miles Morales, Spider-Man 2099, so many Spider characters out there. And, you know, I'm not being a snob. I say this on my streams all the time. I'm not being a snob, but, you know, I don't watch comic book movies. I read comic books. Again, I'm not a snob. But the comics just have so much more detail. The comics are cool because you're reading the book, you're making the story in your mind, you hear it in your mind. Our imaginations are way better than what Hollywood can ever create. The movies are amazing, of course, but our minds are way more amazing. And to have the physical book, to read it page by page, the smell of the comic, the ink, the drawings in your hands, it's such much more of an experience that I prefer versus the movies and the streaming shows. Plus, there's so many comics out there that are never going to be movies for some reason, that are going to be way better if you read them. So that's what this stream is all about. Then you started on Ghost Spider. Now you're spending hours at your local comic shop. Love it. Yeah, there's so many books out there. I bet your wallet hates you, but that's just what happens when we get into a cool hobby. Get my music going here. I forgot to ask earlier, is the music okay? The music not too loud? It doesn't drown out my voice, right? There's a little bit of background music that is not too in the way. All right, so there's like this horror book going on, Children of the Comet. Probably due to the IP handling. Yeah, there's all of these things, contracts and the like related to all this stuff. So look at this cover here. This looks weird and interesting and scary. This is issue number 3. So you have to get the back issues if you want to keep up to date. Okay, so maybe my background music's way too low. I want there to be some amount of background music, but I don't want it to drown out my voice, of course. Let me bring that up just a little bit, like that. If it's too much, let me know. But, so this series, Countdown, Who is Duncan? What can AG and the Comet Society want? A betrayal, combat uniforms, and many, many clones. The battle begins, plus Ophelia. Igni and Gretel return. So it's sort of, this is the thing about comics. There's all of this world of independent comics. Look at this evil demonic dog creature thing. That is a fun cover. I love that it's very simple, black and white, and then the red laser eyes with this scary chihuahua. Or is that a dog or a cat? I think that's a cat, actually. So, issue number 3, Children of the Comet. You can go back probably and still pre-order the older books. Here's issue number 1. I got issue number 1 before. A new series set in the world of You Promise Me Darkness and Follow Me into the Darkness. 10 years after the events of Follow, Sage and the Children of the Comet live prosperously in New Colisomo. But one day, before the birthday of Miracle, the daughter of Sage and Diversa, new threats appear and the Children of the Comet must go into action again. Satanists, psychedelic dimensions, chihuahuas that shoot laser beams from their eyes, a deadly villain who wakes up after many years of being asleep, and many other oddities. Welcome back to Colissimo, where everything is weird. So that was the first issue right there. Really cool cover. I like that style. There's that laser shooting chihuahua. The wallet isn't enjoying for sure, but a couple of the works recommended series and gave you a discount just because they wanted to read them, looked at More Than Superhero Bit somewhere to start. Very nice. When a comic shop gives you discounts, when they give you a variety of things to enjoy, they're a good shop compared to those that are just like buy the things and get out. So that's nice that they turned you on to various things. And so here on the Previews World site, if you create an account and select that comic shop as your main comic shop, when you pre-order these books here, they will be waiting for you at the comic shop. So that's one of the things that I do here in this series. Let people know about new comics coming soon, such as this one, Crusader number 1. A Templar knight finds himself transported to a dangerous realm known as the Beastlands, with sinister entities known as the Masters hunting him down. All he has is his sword and a weird goblin-like creature named Grimble to guide him through this strange new world. Look at this cover. This is an epic cover. This knight with this posing, monochromatic. This is a nice cover. And the story seems interesting. You get some preview art. Sometimes you get some preview art of the main series. Here's the interior art. Acre in the year 1291. The Third Crusade. The rule of the Templar Knights is simple. Never retreat in battle. Under pain of mortal sin, never retreat in battle. And so you got some epic under the pain of mortal sin. And so this series here, lots of action. Lots of epic vistas. And this is only the preview because as it says, suddenly he falls into a portal or something and ends up in another dimension. Never retreat. So that's the preview of there, and then the text here explains a little bit more. He ends up in the Beastlands. So that's a new #1 coming out. Yep, there's a brand new series to think about. What else? What other new series? So I focus on new series, cool covers, things that catch my attention. So there's this new series, Dominatrix. It's 3 out of 4. Some of these series that I point out, they're also short series. It's not like 50 issues to read. This is only 3 issues. And this is kind of interesting because it's Gene Simmons from the band Kiss. Although, according to the credits, Holly Interlandi is the writer. S.L. Gallant and Mary Keane are the artists. Jim Ballant is the cover artist here. So it's just his name on the cover. He's not really doing anything in the book. And so I ordered this series for various reasons. And all of these covers are really cool. The main reason is because Jim Ballant, I like Jim Ballant's art. And so these eye-catching covers catch your attention. And there's a bunch of variants. They're all these Jim Ballant covers here. I pre-ordered them all. There's only 4 issues also. And there's some variants with this character. So other covers that have many assets to enjoy. And monochromatic, and this character, and don't mess with her, and so forth. So that's a book to consider. Issue #3 is coming soon. You can maybe go back and get the previous issues, but here's the problem. With the big companies like Marvel and DC, Image, Dark Horse, and so forth, their books are a little easier to get because they're the big publishers. This publisher here, Opus, is a very new, very small publisher. And with some of these books, if you don't pre-order them, you're never going to get a copy because they're the smaller publishers. The whole point of my show here is to let you know of comics coming soon to pre-order them, especially of the smaller publishers, because these smaller publishers don't print 10,000 copies. They only print enough copies when people pre-order them. So I pre-ordered mine, I'm going to get my copy. But maybe your comic shop only has 1 copy or 2 copies of a book, and you never get it, and now you got to get it on eBay for $10. So that's part of the reason why I also do this show, to point out and to let people know comics coming soon. And so, what else do we have? New books, cool covers. This is hilarious. Here's a brand new series. Everyone should get this one. Harriet Tubman, Demon Slayer. So, Harriet Tubman, historical American figure, who during the age of slavery helped free people by taking them through the Underground Railroad from the slave states to the free states. And here we're reimagining it with demons. And this is an amazing cover. I love this. These blues and reds in this cover. This is sort of in the style of mixing a historical character with some modern ideas. There was a few months ago, Snow White versus zombies or whatever. There's been, horror versions of various characters. And here's a new series. So, several variant covers. Some that I like more than others. Here we have the various creatures. All of these scary, evil creatures. But not to worry, Harriet Tubman will take them out. That's a pretty fun idea. We got a little bit of, here's another one. So this is another artist. So a bunch of different variant covers. Feels very Walking Dead. Feels very Michonne, right? Michonne from The Walking Dead. Lots of different covers to consider. We have a little bit of interior preview art. That's the regular cover. Interior art over here. So good expressions. Who in the heck you think you're talking to, gal? A jackass who's in need of a mint leaf. I ain't gonna say it again. Back up and out of my face, please. And then so you gotta battle these creatures. Got some good pacing. Very cinematic, right? Close up of the hand. Attack, they miss. Attack, they miss. Oh yeah, now it's my turn. Cut that fist, no problem. And then take him out. Still coming back for more? How about a stake through the heart? That's the way you take out a demon creature thing. They censored the other preview stuff, but not that one, so whoops. And then yep, that demon's gone. Alright, so new series coming soon. Nice style on that art, I think. And a lot of cool covers too. Oh, this is one of the funnest ones here too. Classic homage cover. This is an homage to Captain America #1, where in Captain America #1 he's punching out Hitler, as you should. Fuck Nazis, of course. And here we've got Harriet Tubman popping Hitler, a good one. 32 pages of thrilling Harriet Tubman slashing through demons. So, lots of variant covers to enjoy. Gun Honey has been very popular. Lots of side stories with Gun Honey. Hard Case. They do a lot of these crime stories. And Gun Honey was a series that got very popular. So here's a story with another character, Heat Seeker. So a very nice style on that cover. There's a few variants. There's a lot of variants. Regular cover is this style over here. Lots of explosions. Very cool colors. I love the luminous quality of her hair here. Just a lot of detail in the art. And this artist, Lyrics, I don't know how to say their name, Lyrics, they have a cool style that whenever I see their covers, I think it's very good style. Lyrics. So a new series debuting. And I've been seeing also for the collection, there's also some of these nude variant covers, so you're not going to see everything here. But there's a nude variant. Also, it's the most expensive variant, so people collect comics for the story, for the characters, for the art, for the covers, for the style. So you can see also they've got the cosplay covers. So this is always cool to have a real person in a real outfit representing the fantastical characters. Now, when you see a cosplay of Spider-Man or Spider-Gwen, Ghost Spider, etc., that's really cool. Kind of a realistic human character cosplay is a little bit less fantastical, I think, because it's just a person. But that's a cool shot there. It really feels like it would be something coming out of the book. Yeah, $10 is not so bad compared to those metal covers. So I definitely ask Santa Claus, hey Santa, can you get me one of these metal covers? It's only $100. Peach Momoko, please. So here's a new #1, Hydra. Now this is not Marvel's version of Hydra. This is Zenescope's version of Hydra. Which is interesting because I would have thought Marvel had that copyright. And so it's not related at all to the Marvel Hydra stuff. It's more of a horror book. Zenoscope does a lot of these public domain, um, public domain characters like Snow White, Robin Hood, etc., in their own sexy style. And so here, this is more related to the actual Hydra creature thing. Of all the great old ones, few could match the power of Cthulhu. Mother Hydra is one such dark god. She has been imprisoned and dormant for ages, but with great Cthulhu close to waking, Hydra is ready to rise and reclaim her place, with him and Father Dagon on the unholy trilogy that will destroy mankind and rule the world. Not the world, the universe. So if you're into the Cthulhu mythology, here is this cosmic horror type of thing. And what's kind of funny is that this cover is kind of leaning a little bit into the Marvel Hydra, because that looks a lot like the Marvel Hydra logo, but it's not the Marvel Hydra Captain America stuff. It is the alien creature style of stuff. And so here, got a lot of purple energy, Cthulhu, Mighty Cthulhu itself back there, and then Mother Hydra here. And a couple more variants. This one focusing on the... Oh, this is Harvey Talabau. I like his style over on the Star Wars books. And so... For the Cthulhu stuff, the ones that I've seen, unfortunately... or fortunately, depending on your style, really lean into like the very violent side of things more than literary horror style. I believe over at Avatar Comics, Miskatonic, that's one of them. That's a big Cthulhu book. But the one I'm showing right now, right here, you might as well get started in this series. But Miskatonic, that was a recent... Am I spelling that right? How do you spell Miskatonic? Miskatonic. That would be a starting point for that whole Cthulhu horror stuff. Here we go. Miskatonic High. Yeah, this is a relatively recent one. So... Miskatonic. Am I not spelling it right? Miskatonic. So I'm not sure why it's not showing up here, but that's one I would say, the Miskatonic series. Or the one that I'm reviewing right now here, because this one's Cthulhu stuff. You're welcome. Now that looks a little bit like Doomsday from DC Comics, but either way, I wouldn't want to be in its path. And lastly, variant cover over here. This is by Pierluigi Abbondanza. He did the art on a different book as well this week. Let's get a close-up of this art. So yeah, that looks like a Marvel character, but it's not Marvel at all, and it's on a completely different plot. You're not going to find any Marvel stuff happening here, even though that logo is exactly the Marvel Hydra logo, so I don't know. Character reminds me vaguely of Kim Possible, not really. And I guess the pouches remind me of Kim Possible, and the red hair, I guess. So that's a new series debuting, brand new cosmic horror stuff. Lots of variants. There's a fun variant. Kid Slapshot, number 1. And this is an homage to the Spider-Man 300. So that cover's been homaged throughout the years. Kid Slapshot versus the Lunatic. So it seems like a fun kids comic. It's in the style of Amazing Spider-Man 300, Todd McFarlane cover. Kid Slapshot has been put through the ringer by the cosmic entity known as Looky Loo, but Loo's crimes have finally caught up with him, and another cosmic entity has stepped in to level the playing field. Yeah, it looks like a fun comic. Interior art probably is mostly this sort of cartoon style, if people like that. There's no age rating, so I don't know if it's good for kids or grown-ups. All right, so here's a scary cover. Kill Your Darlings #1. Series premiere. 8-year-old Rose loves nothing more than to play pretend in a magical land of her own creation. To her, that world is as real as our own, from her fluffy friends to the terrible evil that lurks at the center of it all. That took a turn, and so here's a variant cover. This is from Image. This looks scary. They're teddy bears, but why do they have so much blood? And then she's looking evil and possessed. And then the regular cover. Regular cover also looks really cool, not as violent as the other. I like these pink and white tones plus blood. And then the main character, did I do that? So, very cool design on that cover. The logo is also very interestingly there, very stark white background, and then blood on the ground and everything. So this is a brand new issue #1. Actually, did I not pre-order this? I also practice what I preach, so I'm going to pre-order it too. Yeah, I don't need that such a violent cover. I'm going to get the regular cover, so I'm going to check out that book eventually. I'm always on the lookout for a good new issue #1. So I'll grab that for my own collection. This one seemed interesting, and it was only $1.99. Mercy Sparks, oh snap, she's back. $1.99 special. Allow me to reintroduce myself. Heaven's Devil returns this fall. Introducing Mercy Sparks to a brand new audience, this $1.99 special offers a perfect jumping on point for those new to Heaven's Secret Fixer and sneak peek at the next release. The world met Mercy Sparks 15 years ago with the launch of issue #0, and now the tradition continues. Contains pages from the new No More Angels Left to Fall, a recap of her history, and more. So this is cool. Very affordable, $1.99, reintroduction to this character, previewing new books coming soon. It looks like a fun, irreverent kind of story, and devil that's, hard drinking, hard smoking, heaven's fixer. She takes care of problems that the angels will not take care of. It looks fun. Cool cover. So it's $1.99. Of course I'll add it to my pull. Here's a new series, Mom Breaks the Internet. I believe this is a follow-up to the previous Mom series. Barbie Reed gets laid off from her computer programming job the same day her 15-year-old daughter Penny is arrested on a peaceful protest. When Barbie picks her up from jail, she has no idea what happened to Penny at the demonstration. Fed up with playing by the rules, Barbie rallies tech-savvy moms with a radical plan to force the world to change. So I know that there was the series Mom a year or two ago, which I believe was short for Mother of Mayhem, something like that. So I wonder if this is sort of the sequel to that. And this seems interesting. Yeah, tech-wise. Interesting story. Very nice cover. I love those tones, those greens. These are some very uncommon colors. That's got a variant over here. A very sort of high-tech, don't mess with Mom, she's busy hacking the world. So that style looks cool. Kind of a Guy Fawkes style, but high-tech. Super hacker battling the world. Looks fun. We're almost at the end of today's stream. We're almost at the end of today's comics. So at the end here, how about Zenescope's version of Oz? This is number 3 of 3. So the series is ending. You might go back and pick up the rest. And Zenescope is very good with these eye-catching covers, taking these classic fairy tale characters and then making them realistic. So this is the final issue, the 3rd issue of the story. No spoilers. You can go back and go to the previous issues if you want to follow the whole story. So there's Dorothy back in Oz. Dorothy and her team must venture far from the Emerald City in search of the missing Tin Man. What they uncover along the way will unlock mysteries that have been hidden from the citizens of Oz for generations and will change everything they believe about the so-called wonderful land they call home. So yep, Zenescope has made a cottage industry of updating these public domain characters to modern audiences with lots of action, lots of eye-catching aspects to the art, big swords, lots of adventure. This one's fun. The whole squad is here. So the Cowardly Lion ain't so cowardly anymore. The Scarecrow. Toto. That's Toto, right? And I don't know who that is in this world. And Dorothy's huge sword. So leave it to Zenescope. And I think we're at the end of things now. This one looks cool. Robin Hood, Dark Shaman. So, taking the world of Robin Hood in different ways. It's a pretty cool cover. Poor little rabbit. And, what's this story? Robin and Ghost Hawk travel to the American Badlands to uncover the source of the shaman warrior's power. Their search leads them to one of the most evil forces in Native American folklore, and into a battle they will be lucky to survive. So we've got here another variant. So in the Zenescope publisher's world of comics, this is Robin Hood. And Cybernetic Eye, I guess. Really cool bow. All right, we'll end the stream with a brand new Usagi Yojimbo series. Usagi Yojimbo, what's it called? Ice and Snow. So, Usagi Yojimbo, classic characters, 35 years old, part of the Ninja Turtles universe. Here is the return to Dark Horse, because this is interesting. Stan Sakai created Usagi Yojimbo back in 1984, debuting in Thoughts and Images, then going over to Fantagraphics, then Mirage, then Dark Horse, and he was at Dark Horse for literally 20 years, and then moved over to IDW in 2019, and now moving back to Dark Horse. So, new issue number 1 with the Wandering Rabbit Warrior and his cousin, newly introduced character. This is an homage to the first Dark Horse issue that was published back in 93 or so. So, homage cover, or a little bit more of an epic cover over here. Scotty Young, who usually does more of a cartoony style, more of a cute style, but this looks kind of tough. And I love the monochromatic aspect of the cover. I think that's a good place to end the stream at this point. Went a little longer than usual. Usually do 1 hour, but while everyone was here, I thought, yeah, let's keep it going. Let's keep talking about comics. You know, comics are cool. So I got one right over here. This one's a foil gimmick cover from the 90s. Love those things. But yeah, let's wrap up the stream at this point. If you enjoyed this, don't forget to click that like button on the stream. I appreciate that. If you're not subscribed, don't forget to click the subscribe button, ring the bell. We're going to do this. I've started up this stream again every Saturday, 11 a.m. Pacific time. Come and talk about comics. And see the new comics coming soon, just about everything about comics, recommendations, and the like. But I got other comic book related videos coming out on my channel. Don't forget to subscribe and all of that stuff. This has been VM Campos, and I'll see you in the next video.